All right, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is when you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, accept, and respond to words of wisdom. Ashe. So I know some of my sisters and brothers are struggling with my stance on the relationship between African Americans and the Hebrews, the Egyptians, the Olmecs, the Cherokees, the Moors, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Aboriginals of the South Pacific and Southeast India and all that. I know you guys are like, bah, bah, bah. Some people are losing their marbles. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I realize some people are well-meaning. Some people, you have inherited this real simple narrative. Black people populated the world 2 million years ago. We built all the civilizations. We are everything. We did everything. The end. You inherited that and you're just continuing the story. I get it. Others of my people are just quacks. Some of y'all are out to lunch and you're never coming back, But in either case, and there's people all in between, right? But no matter what I want to say is that some of y'all also have really smart children. Some of you have really smart children. They're curious, they're inquisitive, they're courageous, they're thinkers, right? They're analytical, and they have the Library of Congress in their pocket. They've got, with these little devices, they got the Library of Congress. They got the most vast access to information you could ever imagine in their pocket. They're 15 years old, 16 years old. Now that juxtaposed against, you see, I got my degrees up here. I went to the most prestigious universities on the planet. But I went to school at the time when you wanted exclusive information, you had to go to a specific physical location. The information was in a specific library, a part of the library. And that library was so exclusive that you couldn't go in with a backpack. The only thing you can take into this library is a notebook and a pencil. And the only thing you can take out of it is whatever you can transcribe, draw, or trace. No cameras, none of that. You got to write whatever it is on your notebook, fold up your paper, and leave with it. That's it. That's the era that I grew up in. That's when I started my studies of Yoruba religion, right? As well as African-centered, philosophy, doctrines, studies. I was a student. I studied it all. You name it, I read it. I had those books, and many of them I still have, and I read them, and I was a part of smaller study groups in college from Washington, D.C. to Pasadena, California, and we studied and talked together about the content, right? And so I'm telling you, for the sake of your very smart children, see, the way we got information, our orientation towards the exclusivity of information is gone today. They call it fact checking. So if you're out here talking about black people from Mexico City reverse colonized Africa and brought black people to Africa, it's not going to take your child 20 minutes to invalidate that. Right? Now, they may not say anything because they respect you. They may want to go along for a while, but they're never going to repeat that craziness outside of your living room because they know they're going to be met with shame and humiliation. And that is going to turn them off from the movement. And that's the real point that I want to drive. We need to set up a platform that is solid enough for our children and our children's children, no matter how smart they get, no matter how much access to information they get, no matter how analytical they are, they can always come back to what we told them and they can say, yes, Baba, what you said was true. I was in the places where the people who really know what they know. And I told them what you told me when I was 5. And they all stopped and looked and said, how do you know that? My father told me, and he also told me this, and he told me this, and he told me that. Don't send your children out there to be looking like quacks and crazies. If you don't know, say you don't know. If you don't know, say you don't know. but stop perpetuating madness. Okay? This is the verse of Ifa that gave birth to my temple starts with this. When we awaken in the morning, let us teach one another wisdom and not lay the foundation for madness. When we have a problem, let us confer with one another. And after deliberating for a long time, if we still cannot come up with an answer, let us consult Ifa. This is the time in our lives where we have more access to reality. Not the truth, not the ultimate truth. I'm talking about reality. We can do a full panoramic view. We should be taking all of the research that was done by the great pioneers, George G.M. James, Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark. We should be taking all of that great scholarship and we should be on the ground performing archaeological, anthropological, historical, religious, practical, economic research with the people on the ground. We should be there gathering direct information, not engaging in nonsense and folly. Because what we're going to do is we're going to lose the best minds. We're going to lose the best minds because they can choose. I see it on my social media feeds all the time. One thing shows up that's business related. Young white boys out there talking about real business opportunities. Young brothers out here talking about madness and insanity. Things that will never make sense and never touch ground. Things that you could never, ever apply. Right? So your children are doing the exact same thing and they're doing it faster. So you're not going to be able to BS them. If you don't know, say you don't know. Stand on reality. Okay? Stand on reality. This is crucial because, as always, I'm talking to the leaders. Some of y'all are not going to get this. For some of you, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. I'm not talking to you. I wish you well, but I'm talking to the leaders. I'm talking about the people who are really and truly dedicated to bringing about improvement in the world through positive influence. If you're one of those people, if what I'm saying resonates with you, you know exactly what I'm talking about, even if you don't have all the data, I want you to find out how I can help you take your practice and your life to the next level. Visit me at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com. Let's start living the medicine that will help you heal your life and heal the lives of those who you're destined to serve. I eagerly look forward to working with you. Until then, bye for now. Odabo.